Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, St. Kitts and Nevis. Good afternoon, comrades. Your Excellency, Sir Tapley Seaton, Governor General of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Your Lordship, the Honorable Justice Trevor M. Ward, QC. Let me recognize one who has become my friend in recent days, the newly elected Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre. Thank you for coming, sir. Dr. the Most Honorable Jerome Xavier Walcott, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, and Senior Minister Coordinating Social and Environmental Policy of Barbados. Great to have you. Give my greetings to your Prime Minister. The Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas, former Prime Minister and elected representative for constituency number 6. The Honorable Dr. Michael Brown of Antigua and Barbuda. Dr. Brown and I started our journey together. Welcome. The Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, elected representative of constituency number 1, and Mrs. Hanley. Now the Honorable Miss Marsha Henderson, elected representative of constituency number 2. Now the Honorable Conris Maynard, elected representative for St. Christopher 3 and Mrs. Maynard. Now the Honorable Mr. Samuel Duggins, elected representative for constituency number 4 and Mrs. Duggins. Let me recognize now the Honorable Joyel Clark, the Honorable Garth Wilkin, and the Honorable Aislinn Phillip. Put your hands together for them. Mrs. Josephine Huggins, Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Farrell Smitten, President of the Nevis Island Assembly, the Honorable Mark Brantley, the Premier of Nevis, and Mrs. Brantley, other honorable members of the Nevis Island Assembly and their spouses. I also want to recognize the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Perkins. Your Excellency, Sir Edmund Lawrence, former Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, and Lady Lawrence. Your Excellency Michael Lin, Ambassador of the Republic of China and Taiwan, and Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. Your Excellency David Rivera Perez and Mrs. Ivan Tomeflis. Your Excellency Linda S. Taglia Latela, Ambassador of the United States of America and delegation. Mr. Marco Antonio Guzman Adrian, Charge d'Affaires a Rojo de la Bolivariana, República de Venezuela, y su esposa. Dr. Didacus Jules, Director General of the OECS, other accredited chief representatives of regional and international organizations, visiting representatives from Venezuela and the United Kingdom, other members of the Diplomatic Corps and Consular Corps, Let me also recognize the Venerable Isaiah Philip, Archdeacon, members of the Christian Council and Evangelical Association, other members of clergy, permanent secretaries, and other senior government officials. Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Comrie, commander of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force. Mr. Hilroy Brandy, QPM Commissioner of Police, and other members of the High Command and other rank and file members of the Royal St. Kitts and Nevis Police Force. Calm down, comrades. Mr. Terrance James, Commissioner of Prisons and Correction. Mr. Garfield Hodge, Acting Fire Chief of St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services. Other members of the armed forces and uniformed bodies. Former members of Parliament, and I see immediately here the Honorable C.J. Liebert, the Honorable Ricky Skerritt, and I'm sure the Honorable Earl Ashley Martin is here as well. And the Honorable Marcella Liebert, the Honorable Sam Conda, the Honorable Dwyer Astafai, and the Honorable Rupert Herbert as well. I am told the Honorable Constance Metcham is also here. I want to recognize my mother, Gerzel Mills, my father, Michael Heiliger. Thank you all for being here, and the rest of my family. And my one and only son, Terrance. Planning committee members of the inauguration ceremony, partners, executive, and members of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party and the St. Kitts Nevis Trades and Labour Union, members of civil society, other specially invited guests, members of the diaspora, viewers and listeners via various media platforms, citizens and residents. But let me also recognize my specially invited guest, soon to be His Excellency Kenneth Douglas, his wife and family, and soon to be His Excellency Leon Natta Nelson and his family. Members of the media, citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. I am deeply honored to greet you as the fourth Prime Minister of our beloved Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis. I thank all of you sincerely for your presence here today. What a wonderful sight it is to see such a massive, beautiful sea of humanity and love, showing tremendous support for me and my cabinet. Thank you. Such was the magnitude of your support just 8 days ago, when you overwhelmingly voted for your Labour A-team on election day. Your choice was clear, and your voice was loud. For a better economy and jobs, you chose the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. For better health care, housing, and social protection, you chose the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. For better education, sports, and entertainment, you chose the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. For a better environment and food security, you chose the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. For better government and governance, you chose the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. We campaigned on that platform. You listened. You examined us. You voted for us. We are ready to deliver on our promises. We are your humble and willing servants. The August 5th general elections are now behind us. Yes, analysis of results will continue. However, it is time for your government to get to work. There's much to be done to repair and restore our beloved federation. During my inaugural address on August 6, I gave the assurance that mine will be an office of service. The same ethos will apply to the newly sworn-in cabinet. Believe me when I tell you that the cabinet selection process was done carefully and systematically. Governance is serious business. Your government must be responsive, effective, and efficient because that is what you voted for. Fellow citizens and residents, you entrusted me with the leadership of the government. I, in turn, have confidence in my team. This election was not a popularity contest. Rather, I have to ensure that each ministry and each statutory corporation has ministers who are competent, empathetic, respectful, compassionate, accountable, and energetic. I believe we have such ministers. Give them tremendous applause once again. Fellow citizens and residents, you have heard the names of the cabinet members and their portfolios. I am grateful to them for accepting the portfolios that I would have assigned. They have accepted the call to service. Before God and you, the people, they have taken their oaths. It is now time to get to work to deliver results according to the agreed performance objectives and timelines. You are invited to hold us accountable for the good that we can and must do for you, the people. Let me assure you that your government is already working to improve your lives and livelihood. My first week was a hard working week. There is no time to rest as yet. But I would say during this week, I reflected on what I promised you during the first week once we were elected to office. I promised you 3 things, but I think I have delivered at least 4. For many months, well before the election campaign began, I challenged the former government continuously to end the travel restrictions placed on our people that no longer had any scientific or medical merit. It was clear these restrictions were being used to oppress and suppress the will of you, the people. Why should citizens of this country have to seek permission to enter the land of their birth? That was wrong. That is wrong. Therefore, I have instructed that forthwith all COVID-19 related health and travel restrictions be removed. Our country is open for business. Let's get on with the business of building this nation. On the campaign trail, I have often spoke of the hardships faced by parents who had children who were in dire need of advanced medical care that is not available here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Often these parents had to have multiple takeaway dinners, barbecues, seek help through social media campaigns, and take sponsorships around just to try to raise the much needed funds to take their sick child or children overseas. My heart aches, our heart aches for those parents who have lost their little ones, especially those who have recently passed away. and 2 of them have recently passed away. As a father and a medical doctor, and many of us here are parents and one other medical doctor among us. We cannot bear to see parents and children suffer in this manner. Therefore, your government will ensure that it provides the financial assistance needed for any child who must seek special medical care overseas. It is clear, number 3, it is clear that healthcare in St. Kitts and Nevis needs a major overhaul. As your Minister of Health, I endeavor to ensure that healthcare is vastly improved for all of us, from patient care to nursing, from increasing supplies of prescription medication to more advanced equipment, from better wages for our healthcare workers to improved healthcare facilities. You deserve better, and your Labour-led government will provide better. Therefore, I have instructed that a brand new MRI machine be procured forthwith and our JNF hospital and be installed at the hospital within the coming weeks. You will no longer have to go to a biomedical center if that is your choice. I promised you those 3 things, but I'm going to go on to the 4th. My brothers and sisters, we also heard the cries of students whose parents could not afford to pay the cost for them to attend our Terrance Fitzroy Bryant College. These hardships were primarily caused by the removal of funding and training programs like REACH, which was initiated by the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party administration back in 2014, but was discontinued by the former government. The education of our children is simply too valuable to be wasted. Or under your new Minister of Education, your new Minister of Education, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, and the Deputy Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. We will invest more resources in our educational and training institution so they can lead the charge in equipping our young students for the 21st century opportunities. Therefore, your Labour-led government will immediately provide free tuition for all students of the Terrance Fitzroy Bryant College going forward. And those who have paid, you will be refunded. And pardon me for 1 minute to speak to our non-nationals who are here. I will say it in English and a little bit of it in Spanish. I want to say to those who are here living among us, paying social security and social levy, that your children too will be able to go to college. And in addition to that, I want to say that you'll also be entitled to the same cost that our citizens pay at the JNF hospital. It is unfair that they pay social levy, which is responsible for all these services and programs, and not offer it to them. Yo quiero decir a la gente que habla español que esos niños también podían ir al colegio sin pagar si ustedes están aquí pagando los impuestos también. Y para la gente que va al hospital JNF, que pagan la seguridad social, que tú también vas a poder pagar el mismo precio como nosotros, los ciudadanos aquí en St. Kitts y Nevis. Put your hands together for them as well. Fellow citizens and residents, your government is already working for you, and we pledge to continue working on your behalf each and every day for the next 5 years and beyond. You elected us to own and deliver clean energy, such as solar. We must do that. In the meantime, I am already engaged in meaningful talks to reduce the price of fuel as low as possible. The cost of fuel is too high. What about our economy and jobs? Ours is a services-based economy. The pandemic dealt us a heavy blow. We were able to keep going because of receipts from our CBI program. However, St. Kitts and Nevis cannot and must not put all of its eggs in the CBI basket and the tourism basket. Therefore, your government will work to restore the reputation of the CBI program. That is a top priority. Our team will seek to strengthen the tourism and hospitality sector to make it more resilient to external shocks. There will be meaningful investment in food production and small business creation. Serious farmers, fishers, and other entrepreneurs will be supported to the extent that is possible. During the election campaign, we saw firsthand how creative and innovative our young people are in the visual and performing arts. We saw the intelligent use of computer graphics and drone technology. Therefore, we give the assurance that the creative and ICT sectors are top priorities for your government. Citizens, even as we celebrate today, we have an enormous task ahead of our country to correct the wrongs that were committed in the past and to face challenges that tomorrow will bring, which are some of the greatest opportunities in history. A global climate crisis, the ongoing post-COVID recession, and their knock-on effects such as inflation. And even though these are challenges, they present us with opportunities to forge a new future. Even as we gather in this stadium, we know that all across the nation, there are single mothers who will lie awake after their children fall asleep tonight, wondering how they will continue to make ends meet. The taxi drivers, former factory workers, hospitality service providers, and many of our young people who have been unemployed for a long time. There are small and large businesses that are struggling under the weight of high energy bills and supply shortages. There's so much work to be done, but I give the assurance that over the next weeks, months, and years, this team, the A team, will work tirelessly to bring all the resources to state to bear in helping us all to achieve, of course, what we spoke about, a new day and a better way for our country, our nation of St. Kitts and Nevis. The road ahead will be long. Our climb will be steep. But I give you my personal guarantee that we will get there. I pledge to you, we as a people will get there together. I also give you my personal guarantee and the guarantee of my team that we will always be honest with you about the challenges we face. I commit to keeping you informed through all available communication channels available to us. I will listen to you. We will listen to you, even when we disagree. And above all, I ask you to join in the work of reimagining and remaking this beautiful country that we all love so much. It is a call to service. So today, I am asking us all to dig deep within ourselves and to summon a spirit of renewed patriotism, service, and collective responsibility to resolve to work hard and to look out not just for ourselves, but to look out for each other. If the COVID-19 pandemic taught us anything, it taught us that we need each other. We rise or fall as one nation, as one people. Let us all work hard to resist the temptation of falling back into the divisiveness, selfishness, pettiness, and immaturity that poisoned our politics for so long. True and enduring progress can only come when we move from a state of independence to a dynamic interdependence. While St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party won a great victory at the polls, we recognize and acknowledge with a deep sense of humility that we did not do it all on our own, and we cannot transform our nation until we heal the divides that have held us back from progress for some time. And with that, I say to those voters whose support we have yet to earn, and to our Nevisian brothers and sisters, and to our Nevisian brothers and sisters who may not have casted their vote directly for the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, I want you to know that I value your voices. I need your help, and I will also be your Prime Minister. Fellow citizens and residents, I therefore sincerely thank you for your support and your presence here today. This large crowd is a demonstration of the mandate that you have given us. Put your hands together for yourself. I ask you to keep this cabinet in your prayers, because as our national anthem says, with God in all of our struggles, and with all of us working together, and with all of us working together in St. Kitts and in Nevis, we shall not only survive, we shall thrive as a nation. We have a country to build. You ready to build? You ready? We have a country to build and a nation to mold. And I say to all of us, let's get to work. Thank you. God bless you. And may God bless the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Good evening. God bless.